Hi, things can only get worse. Do you remember the song when Blair got elected? Things can only get better. My arse. Things are pretty dreadful. And by the minute, by the hour, it appears they're getting worse and worse for Starmer. Can he survive? Should he be able to survive? And the big question tonight, just why is he, as if I don't know, why is he so unpopular? If you've got a view, it's the John Gaunt Show. This is the place to express it. Write it in the comment box, and I'll come straight to you in just a second. But that's what we're talking about tonight. Starmer, a YouGov poll says he's nearly as unpopular as the lettuce, Liz Truss. Just a point or so off it. His popularity ratings are going down quicker than the German bobsleigh team. Good evening and welcome. Things can only get worse. Well, who was that by? Wasn't it Professor Brian Cox? Things can only get better. I'm sure it was. Can't remember the name of the band. But anyway, judging by today's polling, YouGov, Keir Starmer has hit almost rock bottom. So why doesn't he go? Why doesn't he resign? I'll tell you why. Because he's surrounded by spineless blancmanges, spineless amoebas who have got less of a clue than he has. What a state we are in. This is a man who, of course, if you remember, swept into power on a landslide. He promised honesty, stability, and a grown-up government. We got Lammy. We got Rachel Thieves. We got the woman who fiddled her phone. Do I need to go on? Instead, what we're seeing is U-turn after U-turn. It all started with Freebiegate. Oh, suits you, sir. Free suits, tickets for Taylor Swift and the Arsenal, and then broken pledges. Then they attacked the pensioners with the winter fuel allowance cuts. And, of course, it's culminating now in a full-blown row over Mandelson. Labour supporters must be asking what the hell is going on, because I'm certainly doing it, and I think nearly everybody in the country. And it carries on because at the moment, Starmer is still protecting Mandelson. That's why we're not getting statements. All this bullshit about, oh, we don't want to prejudice any trial. It's nonsense. They are protecting their own backsides. And the person mostly doing that is Starmer. He's finished. He's redundant. He's wrecked the country. Comrade Starmer, come back in. Your mission is complete. That's what's happened. Are we really going to put up with another 3 years of this garbage? I don't want to put up with another 3 days. I hope on Thursday that the voters up there in Manchester really smack him right across the face. Labour will be wiped out. The danger, of course, is that stupid gap-toothed idiot Polanski gets in. I'd rather have Roman Polanski in, to be honest with you, than have you seen the dopey woman who he's put up? Yeah. And then they've put out an advert all in a different language to attract the ethnic voter. It's outrageous. It's wrong, isn't it? But let's get back to Starmer. Things can only get better. I think not. Let's have your views. Today's YouGov numbers don't lie. The public is switching off. They've been switching off for the past 18 months. It isn't because of any concerted effort by the Tories, because they're crap as well. And it's not about the right-wing press or indeed the far right. It's because no one trusts you, Starmer. You're a liar. You're a fraud. Absolute fraud. Your manifesto said change. The only change you've made is that nothing in your manifesto means a word that it says. It's an outrage. So tonight, I'm asking the questions the political class doesn't want asked. Just why is he so unpopular? He's about as popular as a fart in a spacesuit. How much damage have his U-turns done, not just to Labour and Starmer, but indeed to the country? And is this Mandelson saga the final straw? Of course it is. Last night, taken in by the police. Now we can't even talk about it because the big question is who employed Starmer as ambassador? Well, let's remind ourselves. Oh, that's right. It'll be this big fat blancmange face behind me. It is Starmer. Starmer employed him. Starmer gave him the gig. He gave him the gig even though everybody told him not to, including the Secret Service, including the MI5. He may as well got some advice from MFI for all the use it did. Starmer has made this decision. He has to carry the can. But of course, Starmer doesn't take responsibility, does he? It's always somebody else's fault. I've just been listening to Martin Daubney on GB News, and he had Stephen Kinnock on, the useless son of Neil Kinnock, who couldn't even stand up on a beach. Do you remember with Tracy? What was the pop video where he fell over in the sea at Brighton? What a plonker that was. And then that clown, he went on, along with his wife, choo-choo, on the EU gravy train, and got himself very, very wealthy. Stephen Kinnock is now in the Labour government, and what a slimy toad he is. He's just been on, so basically Martin says, you're finished, you're useless. It's dreadful what's happening. And you know how he replied? Well, it's of course because we've had 14 years of the Conservatives. They're still blaming the bloody Conservatives. They've been in power for 18 months. What were they doing for 14 years? Whilst, if we believe them, the Conservatives were wrecking the country. Where was the plan? Forget about plan B. There wasn't even a plan A. And they told us, the condescending, patronising prats, that the adults were back in charge. It's like a gathering of the Socialist Workers' Party. These people are useless. Why doesn't Starmer just go off and join Polanski? It's an absolute joke. An absolute joke, but not just a joke. It's a tragicomedy now because he is wrecking our great country. So tonight, things can and have indeed got worse. Why is Starmer so unpopular? Give me your views. He promised change. He promised competence. He promised honesty. He promised us the world. He couldn't even deliver a lukewarm pizza. In fact, he wouldn't have to. He's letting enough illegals. They'll deliver it for him. No border security. None whatsoever. And now, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, it does. Because Begum is coming back. And she's now trying to get back into Britain via Dover. And you know what? If she comes over, the jihadi bride, in a rubber boat, which is what the plan is, they won't be able to deport her. She will be back. A terrorist who, by her own admission, saw the severed heads of British lorry drivers in dustbins in Afghanistan. She made her bed. She should be made to lie in it. And don't give me this bullshit about she was only a child. So what have we got instead of change? We got U-turns, dithering, broken pledges. Oh, we got the coalition of the willing, coalition of the fucking useless. Again, our country is in a mess. And where is he today? He's hobnobbing with Zelensky. He puts up Lammy. Lammy makes an apology today in between stuffing his fat face with Jaffa cakes. Lammy, we don't want your apologies. We want your P45 out. You, Rachel Reeves, and the rest of you, you are useless. And if any of you had any guts last week when he faced up to you and said, well, I'll have a general election, you should have said, okay, then. Yes, you'd have all lost your seats, but do you know what you'd have gained? A little bit of credibility. We as a country cannot possibly carry on for another 3.5 years with you divs in charge. Starmer's leadership has been one long exercise and one long excuse in saying one thing and doing completely the opposite. Each retreat has chipped away at trust. Each reversal has fed the sense that this is a man who has no fixed beliefs. He's got no plan. He's got no political dream. He's the complete opposite of, I have a dream. Absolutely. You haven't got a clue. So I want to know from you, how did he squander the benefit of the doubt so quickly? He had a landslide. Are the endless U-turns, I don't know why I write this crap sometimes, are the endless U-turns a sign of pragmatism or panic? Well, I think it's blind panic. And has Mandelson or will Mandelson finish him off? And what is he hiding? What's Starmer hiding? Why won't he just deal with Mandelson? Why doesn't the Labour Party deal with Starmer? This isn't media spin. This isn't Tory attack lines, because they haven't got a clue either. This is the British voters switching off. Have you say in the live chat? Because if things can only get worse, the country deserves to know why. Wow, what a rant that was, eh? How brilliant was that? You'll be able to hear it again on any other talk radio station tomorrow. They'll clean it up a bit, but that's what they'll do. They'll nick my ideas again. Right, over to you. What's your opinion? If you like what I'm doing, press the like button on the video or on the podcast. The more people who do that, it helps the algorithm, so please do. Also, feel free, if you want to donate some money to keep these podcasts going, please click the $ and donate whatever you can. Surely that rant just then deserved something. Surely. Or go to www.buymeacoffee.com/JonGaunt and donate anything from $5 upwards. Today is cut-off day for this week. So if you don't get in before about 10 o'clock tonight, I won't get the benefit of that money to use on the podcast until another week. So if you are going to donate this week, could you do it now? Please, www.buymeacoffee.com/JonGaunt. And if you could subscribe to JonGauntTV on YouTube, that's free. It really helps. We are going to have a humdinger. Talk to me about it. I'm saying he should resign. I'm saying things have only got worse. Are you with me? Again me. Den Spinks joins us on Facebook. Den Spinks says he's won every battle so far, said Starmer. As he F. His numbers up. His government is in total tatters. Most of all, though, good evening, John. Good evening. David KT. Howard Jones, John. Things can only get better. Don't be stupid. No, it wasn't Howard Jones. It was the guy who's the astronomer guy. Cox. No, it's not. It's not that. Anybody knows? Please tell us. I don't understand what Liam Breen, what you're saying. I'm not even going to put you up because that's just nonsense. Fraud is being kind, Gaunty, calling him a fraud, says Daddy Dino, 1976. Thank you. Pam Millett says he's going to get rid of Gibraltar now. Are you sure? Are you sure? I don't know what you're on about there, but thank you for your comments, sir. Where have you heard that, Pam? I mean, I don't go against this general concept. He's given away everything else he possibly can, including the Chagos. It won't surprise me if he got rid of the Falklands, then Gibraltar. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Liam Breen says, will Rupert be Prime Minister? No, absolutely no chance. Not got enough time. Good evening, John. It was Dureem. Dureem, that's right. Things will only get better, says Richard Pope. Heck, if Starmer is rated the same as he really must go. I was going to say he got advice from CI5, says Daddy Dino, 1976. Right, I've had enough of you now. What's his name? Bream. I've had enough of you completely. I've banned you because you're just a prat. Right, let's move on. Suzanne Gamble says he's a big liar. In fact, you've actually written lair. But that kind of sums it up as well. He's got us in his lair. James Savory says, hi, Gaunty. Hi, James. Nice to have you on there. Craig Urquhart says, things can only get better, which is quite apt. It's by Dream. John, yeah, dream on, Starmer. Yeah, but if he's so bad and he's so unpopular and everybody hates him, how come he's still in power? How come he hasn't been deposed? And today, what he's doing today, he's hiding behind this thing. I don't want to prejudice the trial. So I can't tell you or show you the advice I got from MI5. MFI, whoever it was, right? I can't show you that because it might prejudice. So it could be years. One thing that's for certain is he won't still be in power. What's he covering up? What's he hiding? Think it through logically. Mandelson, known as the Prince of Darkness, sacked more times than me, right? Why would you give him the ambassador's job? Particularly when you had a lady doing the job who, by all accounts, was brilliant at it. Oh, it's because we needed somebody who could deal with Trump. Poppycock. Absolute poppycock. What, you wanted somebody who managed to, or was accused of fiddling to get passports for people? Somebody who fiddled a mortgage for? Is that what you want? That's the kind of bloke you need? No, I'll tell you what it was. Mandelson is so in with the mainstream media. Look at that picture with Emily Maitlis. He's so in with them, and he's so in with the political establishment of all parties. That's why they wanted him. And the truth is, this is the establishment elite, not just Labour, falling apart. This corruption, this filth, this paedophilia that clearly the elite have been involved in, and is going to break very soon all the Epstein stuff. It seems that anybody who's anybody is on the list. It's going to bring them down, isn't it? Or are they just always going to be able to deflect from it? Oh, no, we can't talk about that. It might prejudice the trial. We can't talk about that. I'm not accusing any one individual that I've mentioned so far of being a paedophile. Of course I'm not. But there's something here that smells. There's something here that just doesn't feel right. The establishment elite worldwide, have they at last been exposed? And then the mainstream media, as I keep telling you, they're in bed with them. They're in bed with them, which is why so many of them have got faces like smacked arses at the moment. They're worried that they're cosy little jobs. I mean, last weekend, Lord Kunsberg, what were they talking about? Oh, special needs education. Quite important, yes, I accept. But nothing about Starmer's position, the paedophile scandal, nothing about the rape gangs. Why do we have to drag the politicians kicking and screaming to get a proper inquiry into what happened to these poor white English girls? Why? Why has it taken so many years? Why haven't the police taken it seriously? Makes you wonder if they're involved, doesn't it? The whole political class. That's my view. What's yours? Graham Fletcher. And you believe YouGov... Oh, God, shut up, stupid. And you believe YouGov polling? Well, it is polling, isn't it? Anyway, go on. He won't leave until his other MPs go against him. And that's not likely. How many times have you said he's out? I accept that. Graham, that's a fair criticism. I've said he's out loads of times because by all logic, he should be. By all logic, he should be. He's flipping useless. 15 U-turns. Nobody in the country wants him in power. He survived last week. You know how he survived, Graham. Come on, at least be fair. He survived by telling them, okay, I'm going to call an emergency election. They're not going to vote for Christmas, are they? Like turkeys, they know the bottom line. That's how he's clung on to power. And that's probably what he's still doing. And these rumours that actually it's Mandelson in the background who's been coming up with the policy. He's been running the government. How can you defend that, Graham? How can you defend that? So think before you type, my friend. Somebody's just contributed a £5. That's Jim Gamble. He says, Starmer said today that Gaunt and Denton, this is the Manchester election, would descend into hostility if Reform win. He's desperate, isn't he? So democracy is only acceptable, is it, Mr. Starmer, if Labour win? You're bloody dangerous. You are so right. I am so fed up with them accusing us all of being far right and wait it. They make me sick. And you know this contempt of court and indeed prejudice in trials. Oh, no, we can't tell you the advice I was given by the Secret Service, or we can't even tell the Select Committee in secret what the advice was in case there's a leak. We can't do that. It didn't stop him condemning people after the riots after Axel Rudicabana slaughtered those 3 little angels, did it? It didn't stop him then. No. It didn't stop him calling everybody a far-right thug. No. It didn't stop him getting the trials fast-tracked through the courts. Forget about David Lammy saying getting rid of trials by jury. He's already basically done it. It's outrageous what Starmer's getting away with. Outrageous. So that's my answer to you, Graham. Feel free if you want to come back at me. Nigel Gordon. U-turn Starmer shows he's a complete weak leader. Mrs. Thatcher would never U-turn. What she said, she did. Like it or not, says Nigel Gordon. Pamela Millett. Starmer wants to bring the country to its knees financially. Well, he's already done that, Pam, hasn't he? Any start a communist regime, and we're not far off it. All his supporters are also to blame. She also says, I heard about that in the news today, John. Can anybody else tell me about that? What have I been doing today? Oh, when I got my haircut. What do you think? Pam saying that he's now wanting to get rid of Gibraltar. Is that a fact? Anybody else know anything about that? Graham Fletcher is back. He says the Greens might well win on Thursday. They seem confident. If it does, I'm not convinced they will, but if they do, what happens to reform? It's nothing. It's a hiccup. It's a hiccup if that happens. And also in that demographically, the way they're working, they're going for the minority vote, aren't they? But you think that's the way elections should be run, do you, Graham? I thought you were a socialist. You like gerrymandering, do you? You like that? Okay, thank you very much indeed. David KT, Howard Jones, 1985, from the album Dream into the Action. Dream was in 1993, John. Yes, I'm talking about the song Things Can Only Get Better by Dream. It's got nothing to do with Howard Jones, you silly boy, David. But thank you very much indeed. Michael Bailey, I think you sum up what I'm feeling today, my friend. He says, he's on Facebook. He says, corruption is everywhere. Politicians, the police, councillors, globalists, and the elitists. Oh, dear me. There's my little sneeze. I apologise for that. Thank you very much indeed. And there's Jim Garfield again, just proving he paid a £5 in. Don't forget, if you'd like to contribute, you can do it. Make a little donation. Just click on the $sign next to the comment box here on YouTube and donate whatever you fancy. He's put a £5 in. And he also makes a really good point, which I read out earlier, about how Starmer thinks if reform wins, the country's finished. I don't know how he manages to keep a straight face when he comes out with this bullshit. What do you think? Huh? And then finally, if you can also contribute through Buy Me a Coffee, www.buymeacoffee.com/John Gaunt. Let's have a review. Oh, somebody's just said, where did you get your hair done? Was it the council? Oh, thank you very much. Graham Fletcher. Mandelson was arrested yesterday. He was deemed by police as a flight risk. Well, I don't know how you know that, Graham, because I haven't heard that anywhere. How could he run away? Where would he run to? He's a famous man. I don't think that was the case. I may be wrong, Graham, and if I am, I will apologise. Anybody got a view on that? Tell me, please. I don't think he was a flight risk. And also, he's been arrested, hasn't he? Not charged. Whereas Andrew, he's not been arrested. He's been released whilst they investigate. Mandelson is now on bail. They're going to kick this into the long grass. Neither of them are going to end up in court, in my personal opinion. There we are. David Temple, he's just donated £10 here on YouTube. Thank you very much indeed, David, by buying me a super sticker. I don't know what it is, but that's what he's bought me. If you want to do that, you just click on the $sign. Only donate what you can afford, please. But thank you very much indeed, David, for that. And don't forget, you can also do it by going to www.buymeacoffee.com/John Gaunt. The Rainy Day says it's only a matter of time until he goes. Then he says, I'm no Labour supporter, but neither am I Reform. Who should we trust? It's difficult. Well, it's not difficult, really. You can't vote Labour, and you can't possibly, surely, vote Tory unless they get their act together quickly. Lib Dems, you want that idiot who rides roller coasters? I don't think so. So I think you're left with Reform. And people say, well, they've got no experience. Well, all the people who've got experience, they haven't made a particularly good job of it, are they? I think Farage should be given a go. And I think after that speech yesterday by, what's his name? You know what I mean, Youssef, where he basically talked about controlling our borders. Isn't that what we want? It's certainly what I want. It was music to my ears. Let's have your views, though. It's up to you. It's your programme as well as mine. Graham Fletcher, Mandelson has had to hand his passport into the police. Well, that's what happens when you get put on bail, I think. I don't think that means he was a flight risk. We'll check, Chris. We've got some coppers. And Niven Casey, I know he's a copper. Niven, is that right? Send me another note and tell me, is it true that he's been... he was deemed a flight risk? I don't know where Graham's got that from. It's interesting if he was. Hi, John. The Kinnocks were on the side of the workers and Brexiteers until the EU choo-choo gravy train pulled into the station. It then became 4 legs good, 2 legs the better. Absolutely, Niven. Nice way of putting it, my friend. Stephen Kinnock. You can see how bad it is with Starmer. He's putting out pillocks like Kinnock to defend himself. Graham Fletcher says, I'm not defending him, John. I'm just saying what I think. Well, yeah, but if you're saying he was a flight risk, you have to know. You can't say something if you don't know that's a fact. You can say, I like him or don't like him or I think he's been treated and fed him. Look at me, how I got slagged off the other day when I said I thought it was wrong the way Andrew was being treated and the kind of frenzy that Starmer's whipped up. I see now New Zealand have agreed with Australia. Yeah, remove him from the line so he can't become king. He's never going to become the bloody king anyway. He's 8th in line and it's just going to get further and further. And also, of course, New Zealand would say that. They don't want the monarchy, nor does Australia. Well, I'm not talking about the people in Australia. I'm talking about the idiots, the libtards who run the country. That Albanese geezer, he's a Republican. He's not just a Republican. He's given his country away to the terrorists and the fascists. Starmer. What's this one? Tony Whitworth. Starmer is a Biden Mark II. He's not that good. He's never a leader, just an order follower. And he's jumping to every order. And there, just to prove the point, David Temple, 6147 on YouTube. He's donated a tenner, a super sticker. Thank you, my friend. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you very much indeed. Just going to have a drink of water. I hope you don't mind. Blimey, it's going well now. Come on, keep pressing the like button. Are you telling your friends about this as well? And have you subscribed? It's free. To JonGauntTV on YouTube. I got some good news on that. I had a notification earlier. We've now got over 7,000 subscribers to the channel. We're heading for 10,000. That's what we're trying to get to. So tell all your mates to subscribe, please. That's on YouTube. Stephen Pilling says, a liar who has done what for this country? No, sorry, that's Stephen Gillett on YouTube. Nothing. Hi, John. Tracy Ullman, cringy version of My Girl by Madness called My Guy featured Neil Kinnock. Just a minute. You're right. It was My Girl, wasn't it, I think? But it wasn't a cringy version of Madness. That's not Madness's song. That's a song from the 60s or the 70s, isn't it? And they turned it into My Girl's Mad at Me. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm pretty sure that was a song before. Somebody will tell us. We've got loads of people. Dan Reddington, if he's listening, will put us right on that. And it was Tracy Ullman. I don't think it was that cringy. I thought it was quite a funny little video, that. But he fell over into the water, didn't he? Dureem was the name of the band. Brian Cox was the keyboard player. Yeah, Niven. Thank you. Thank you. Not Brian Cox, the actor. Oh, he gets someone there. What a brilliant actor. But all actors, when they start talking about politics, don't you just want to go over to them? And that will be too good for them. What did you think? Honestly, I woke up this morning, I had a row with Lisa within 2 minutes of being up. Went downstairs and I put the kettle on. I said, you want a cup of tea? She said, yeah. And she said, how are you? I said, I'm fine, but I've been thinking all night. And she said, what have you been thinking about? I said, I've been thinking about that guy with Tourette's. And I said, it's effing falling into the trap. I said, it's effing stupid. I said, what a load of nonsense. They make a film about Tourette's, which evidently by film my mate's seen. He said it's brilliant. by all accounts, it's a brilliant film. And it explains what Tourette's is, etc., and makes us all be more understanding of it. Yeah? I told you my story yesterday about the girl in St. Albans who shouted out, quack! I think it was quack she was shouting, in St. Albans Panto, and I never understood it then. But if we all understand these things more, it's fine. It's a disability. But he shouted out the N-word, right? And some of the black actors got upset. And then after that, everybody else sort of jumps on the bandwagon. And there's been some horrible things said to this guy. He's the one with the disability. All actors, aren't they meant to be the Be Kind Brigade? Yeah, we believe in democracy. Yeah, we're kind. We're into diversity. Because that whole ceremony, the BAFTA thing, it was all about diversity. Every fucking speech was diverse this, diverse that. Just get on. Stand there, look like a tree, or move where the director told you, say your bloody lines in the right order and act. That's all we want you to do. We're not interested in you. It's like that Emma Watson out of Harry Potter. And the other little div who's had a go at the woman who's made him a multi-millionaire, J.K. Rowling. You know, how dare they? Who do they think? Come here, Harry Potter. Even with your glasses on, I'd punch you in the face, metaphorically speaking. You know what? These kinds of people make me sick. Virtual signaling idiots. Don't get me wrong. That word is horrid. I don't use that word. I don't like hearing it. Although I do, as you know, I quite like hip hop and rap. Well, I don't want to be rude, but on some of those records, every other word is the N word. They just spell it differently. Now, I know it's something about reclaiming the word, a bit like gay people use the Q word, yeah? But I find that a bit hard to get my head round, really. We shouldn't use the word, I know. But this guy can't help it. It's his tick. And the way he's been attacked by the Be Kind, oh, we're so diverse brigade, makes me want to vomit. Especially that one, I've forgotten his name, the big black actor, quite successful. Because the two guys who were on stage, who it happened to, they've been quite reserved. And then, you know, I've also, so Lisa, so what else you wound up about it? I said, well, the BBC have now edited it out. She said, well, isn't that the right thing to do if it's caused offence? I said, no. How are we ever going to understand the subject if you edit it out and pretend it wasn't there? Some people have been saying he shouldn't have been invited. He left at half time. Makes you wonder whether he was told to leave. So are we now going to have ugly people having to wear masks like the Elephant Man? It's wrong, isn't it? Do you see what I'm trying to get at? If you believe in diversity, which I do, and if you believe in fairness and all the rest of it, you keep it in. But no, the BBC have cut it out. Yes, it's a horrible word. You can put a trigger warning up saying there is an offensive word used during this broadcast, da-da-da-da-da. But you don't cut it out and pretend it doesn't happen. How does that help people? It's like people who are neurodiverse. You don't now put them away. When I first started my theatre company, we used to do lots of shows for older people in homes and stuff. And then we did shows for people who were, well, now they would be called, what would they be called now? Well, they were mostly Down syndrome, adults, right? Hundreds of them, because they'd been put away in homes or special schools. Well, thank God that doesn't happen so much now, and rightly so. If you believe in diversity, you've got to believe in having these people in mainstream society, haven't you? Not if they're absolute crackpots like the bloke in Nottingham who killed those poor kids and they let him still be out because they had too many black people who were mental. Have you heard that inquest? That's just incredible. That's almost as outrageous as the story about shall we let Begum back into our country? No, we shan't. Where's our moral code gone? Our spine. Sorry, I'm getting off the subject, but you're with me. I just think it's... So anyway, Lisa said, oh, you take everything too seriously. Starts having a go at me. So that's how the day started. Then she said, do you want a coffee? I thought, bloody hell, I better say yes, but she'll probably poison it. Give it to the dog. Check. Oh, I haven't got a dog anymore, but you know what I mean. Anyway, let's move on. If you've got any comments to make on that, I'll take them. John, you don't actually think that the Greens have any chance in the Gordon Denton by-election, surely? There can't be that many nutters. Leon Tail. Yeah, I think there are. I was talking to a guy this morning, actually. Might be doing a bit of work with him. Fascinating fella. And he was talking to me saying, well, he's a lecturer. And he was saying, I can't say who he is, but he was saying a lot of young people, they just go for the ideology. And I said, well, how can you go for the Greens? How can you vote for the Greens if you're at university and you got a brain? He said, well, they don't look at the policies. They just look at the general Crayola version of what Polanski's saying. Oh, money's evil. Murdoch's a tyrant. Trump's a baddie. Let's all live together. Let's all be diverse. They don't look at the facts. They think capitalism is the C word, as in see you next Tuesday. And you know what? This bloke, I actually said that, but he didn't say it. But it's true what he's saying. But you don't need that many young people. And then if you then appeal to a specific ethnic minority who feel that they've been excluded, we have a problem. This is why another reason why the grape gang thing hasn't been attacked. Because certain MPs in certain areas nearly lost their seats. Jess Phillips, 600 votes she won by. So they then shut up. That's not democracy. That's giving in to the mob. Graham Fletcher says, John, again, I'm just saying what I think and always happy to be corrected or informed better. Not sure I deserve your criticism. I think you do, Graham. Because I tell you what, instead of you asking me to prove my point, why don't you prove your point? Yeah? Why don't you point to the fact? Yeah? Come on then, let's have the facts. And then he does. He says, the police have just announced it. Has anybody seen that anywhere, that the passport was taken off Mandelson because they thought he was a flight risk? No chance. Aim high, vote low. That's quite a good one. Pompey Pay Ronnie, and he's put the Union flag on there. He's obviously going to vote for Rupert Lowe. Good on you. It's called democracy. Death to Starmer and his brown shirt police service. Thank you. Where are we going next? Right, somebody just go and Google now for me because I'm busy. Announced on the BBC News about being a flight risk and other news outlets. Has anybody else seen that? In fact, I'll do it myself. No, I haven't got time. Can you do it for me? Somebody just type in, is Mandelson a flight risk? Mick J6Z, Starmer's an authoritarian communist and I can't stand them or them. Don't sit on that fence. You've got splinters in your heart, Mick. But thank you for your comment. If you're just tuning in, it's the John Gaunt Show. I'm here Monday to Thursday from 6. Always do a show. Well, not always, but often do a show on a Sunday. Do extra shows all the time. If you want to know where and when, all you've got to do is go to JonGauntTV on YouTube. Find it. A little pop-up comes up the first time you go there saying, do you want to subscribe? Please say yes. It doesn't cost anything. It just means you then basically get told every time I'm doing a show. You can also then look at the whole archive of all the shows I've done since I started. Tourette's was well portrayed in Shameless, John. Yeah, there was a character in that who had Tourette's. You're correct. I want to know more about it. I do. It's like neurodiversity. We used to call it autism, didn't we? Right? I've got a friend, a very good friend now, a more mature lady, shall we say, who I often meet for coffee in the morning. And she used to be a teacher, a head teacher in schools for people with autism. And she gave me a book on neurodiversity. And it's fascinating. And did you know that most of the people in Silicon Valley and in the top of our intelligence services have got some form of Asperger's or are neurodiverse? Because these people have got this brilliant, it's a bit like the cliche of, you've seen The Rain Man, haven't you, with Tom Hanks? What a great, and Dustin Hoffman, what a great movie. They're brilliant at one particular thing, like Dustin Hoffman, it was maths, wasn't it? Yeah, do you remember? What a brilliant movie. But we've written off these people before. Well, we shouldn't, should we? Do you know what I mean? Because everybody's got different, God, I'm sounding really liberal now, but everybody's got different skills. That's true. I'm good with my gob. Mike Graham isn't. That's not his fault. He's trying hard, though, isn't he? Leanne Tail says, no coincidence that rap rhymes with crap. Now, be careful, Leanne. Have you listened to much rap or hip-hop music? Maybe you should. Because, people like Eminem, for example, I think he's as talented as Shakespeare. And I know what I'm talking about because I've studied both. So you've got to be a bit careful. And some of those kids, well, they're all middle-aged men now, they redefined music, didn't they? Some of it's rubbish, I agree. But then some rock and roll's rubbish. I mean, I've never got Pink Floyd. I've never got any of that rubbish. Yes. How could anyone like that crap? But that's personal taste. I'm not saying they're not talented. How do we get into these subjects? I don't believe in all these awards for overpaid actors. There are many more people in our world that do good deeds that deserve awards. I don't even watch it. Oh, that's your... We live in a democracy. You don't have to watch it. Starmer out and arrested. Sky Blues back in the Premiership. Then it's sorted, says Kid Charmaine. You're right. And we'll move on that tonight. We need 3 points tonight, don't we? Who are we playing? Stoke, not Stoke. I keep saying Stoke. The mother-in-law said, who are we playing tonight? She's getting into the football because I make her watch it. I said Stoke, but it's not Stoke. It's bloody Sheffield United, isn't it? Yeah, Sheffield United. Niven Casey, this is a good point. I felt sorry for the guy at the BAFTAs. So did I. I felt sorry for him. And he's the one who ends up apologising. David KT says Mandelson's passport has been taken off him. It's Irish in the Irish Sun. I don't trust the BBC. Anybody know any more about that? Please tell me. Den Spinks, Richard Pope has a surprise for you tomorrow, John. Not really. He told me yesterday. He sent me you and him are sending me 9 beers, evidently, tomorrow, which is brilliant. It'd be nicer if it came today because it's cut-off day. But if you want to help me out, feel free. Go to www.buymeacoffee.com/John Gaunt and donate whatever you fancy or whatever you can afford. Please keep pressing the like button. I don't understand how Mandelson was knighted, sacked twice for dishonesty, and then knighted. Nor do I. Nor do I, Lisa. Nor do I. Where are we going next? Niven Casey. Excuse me. Oh, I've got burps now. I felt sorry for the guy at the BAFTAs. You've already said that, Niven. I keep shouting out broccoli and cauliflower. I've been diagnosed with florets. Yes, very funny. Very, very funny. I think we can still laugh at jokes like that, can't we? I hope. I'll give you that one. But it's the gangster rap, hip-hop I was referring to, says Lena Teal. She's accepting that Eminem is talented. Thank you. Colin Mays, Starmer just stinks. I agree. This is bollocks, says Tony Lennon 9579. John has been going for 40 years. Are you talking about me? Well, one, you've spelled my name wrong. It's Jon. And I've not been going for 40 years. I don't understand what you mean. Are you having a go at me or somebody else? Tony Lennon 9579. And if I've been going for 40 years, I must be pretty good at it. Let's move on. Tony Lennon says, not you. So what are you talking about then, Tony? Starmer is a bigger threat to the world than Putin, a corrupt dictator. Oof. Lisa Carvel says, Doreen did things could only get better. Yes, you're right. Well, what a show that was. A bit fast, wasn't it? I had trouble keeping up myself. What are you doing tonight? I'm going to... What time is it? It's 6:45. I'm going to watch EastEnders. Well, not all of it. I'll have to... Oh, God, there's going to be a row tonight, isn't there? Yes, the missus will be back. She's got the big ledger out, and she'll say, do you have any donations? And I'll say a few, and it won't be enough. And then I'll have to say, but we can't watch all of EastEnders. Football's on. Is it 8 o'clock kickoff or 7:45? Huh? All the first world problems, I guess. Right, I'm done. I'm back tomorrow, Wednesday at 6. Please join in if you can. Been a good show tonight. Listen, if you are thinking of donating via www.buymeacoffee.com, please do it this evening. Please do it this evening because it's cut-off day today. And that would be useful because didn't really get many this week. So that would help. Of course, don't forget you can do it here on Facebook, what's this called? YouTube. You just click and you can donate a super sticker. And please subscribe to the page. And don't forget, we've now got 7,000 subscribers. I'm over the moon about it, really, the way we're doing. Coventry are playing Wednesday, David Temple says. You mean we're playing Sheffield Wednesday, not Sheffield United? No, we're playing Sheffield United tonight, aren't we? And we're definitely not playing tomorrow. It's today. Hang on. You've unnerved me now. I'm not sure. Have we got any... Have we got anybody who can help me with that? It's tonight, isn't it? Coventry City tonight versus Sheffield United. Or was it versus Wednesday? It didn't really bother me. We'll beat either of them. Kerry Baker. Hello, Kerry. Haven't heard from you for a long time. Kerry's the person who's got the picture of Nigel Farage tattooed on her arm. She's a laugh. Mandelson solicitor says he has been arrested for fears he was going to leave the country and his passport was confiscated. Well, I owe Graham Lefty Fletcher then an apology. Graham, I sincerely apologise if that's correct. Nick Seeley says MUFC. Okay. What does that mean? Huh? Right, hold on a minute, because you lot have wound me up now. So I've now got to find out, haven't I? Right. How did we get by before we had AI or Google? Arcov City playing today. Sheffield United, Bramall Lane. Yes, they're playing tonight, like I said. So you lot are winding me up. Now clear off. Sheffield United, 7:45, says Lena Tail. Thank you, Lena. Thank you very much indeed. Nick Seeley, I don't know why you're keeping saying MUFC and then he's put up a flag. What are you on about? Anyway, look, I've got to go. I'm bored now. I am literally bored. But I will be back tomorrow, 6:30, 6 o'clock, if you can join me. Until then, keep spreading the word. Please keep donating if you can, because it all helps us keep these things going. My name is John Gaunt. And put it in your diary. I apologise to a listener tonight. It's the first time for everything, isn't it? And did you like the haircut? Can you see there? I think so. It's a woman. It's normally these three Turkish blokes, but it was a woman today. I took my earpieces out, my hearing aids, and then she spoke to me, but she had a very thick, strong accent. I said, I can't hear you, love. She went, huh? Okay. I said, I can't hear you because I'm deaf. And it took me about 5 minutes to tell her I was deaf, right, and for her to understand that. Then she started miming. Huh? I was like, no, I can't hear you. Oh, I gave up in the end. Nick Seeley, I'm just about to ban you because you're an idiot. All right? Thank you very much, though, for taking the time to join in. Right, I'm back tomorrow at 6. Until then, if you've got kids, give them a kiss. David Temple, I'm going to come and punch your lights out in a moment. He's now saying, it's Wednesday night, Gaunty. Wake up, you numpty. Yeah. Well, do you know what this means? It's tonight, you prat. Anyway, good night. Have a good evening, says Pam Millett. Yes, I do like your hair. Thank you, Pamela. That's very kind of you. Even the mother-in-law liked it. She said, that looks all right, that. She said, goes with the beard. Right. I'm going now. Haven't had my 3 red love hearts that I normally get from Jackie to tell me to stop, but never mind. I'm going to stop anyway. I shall see you tomorrow at 6:30. Until then, if you've got kids, give them a kiss, give them a hug. Hey. Don't forget to tell them you love them. And don't forget, play up Sky Blues. Let's have another victory this evening. Thank you very much. See ya.